What if I told you that you could take $10 and go out on a Saturday and enjoy yourself and also boost your retirement? Would that be of interest? So, hey, I'm Dave. This is Retired with Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. And today I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I've talked before about a $2 challenge that I've done in the past that was an absolute blast to do. And I'm going to adapt that a little bit today and see if I can encourage you. So, we're talking about eBay, and this is the plan. We're aiming to make somewhere between 30 and $100 profit per week to help supplement your retirement, but we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. So we're going to start with less than 10 bucks. That's all we're going to take out with us. You just need just a little bit of money. You need a sharp eye and have some different tools. Just check and see how much these different items are worth before you buy them. And that's the plan. 30 to $100 per week. So we're gonna pick up, $100 up to $400 a month doing this, and this is just for fun. I wanted to tell you about, what you need to be looking for. So when we go out at these yard sales, what are we looking for? I'm gonna show you 4 different categories, um, to be on the lookout for these different things. Now, bolos that I talk about, things that are be on the lookout, those are special items. Those are things that have extremely high profit, but that's not what we're doing today. We're not looking for that one big bonus find. If it comes along, great. But I want to show you that you can go out and just buy some common items and make this work. Small items, things that are easy to ship that you can find out there just about every day. So on our my 4 categories I'm going to talk to you about. The first one is small electronics. That can be anything. That could be, headphones and old cameras, calculators, and I shared a bolo list with you about calculators, like old vintage remotes. People will have like a sleeper bed that has a remote that they've lost the remote or they've broken it or whatever, and they need a replacement. And those vintage ones can be worth a lot of money. So, that's one category to think about, the electronics. Another one is toys and games, especially like old board games that are complete. Um, but I've got a little tip for you on that too. But things like, older video games and logo sets and even old video consoles and things, those can be worth a lot of money. It will surprise you. So let me tell you about something that happened to me a couple years ago, and I wasn't even aware of this. I found out I was looking at games when I was out looking around, and I found a mousetrap game, and I opened it up, and there were several pieces that were missing out of the game, so I didn't buy it. Well, that was not wise. I went back and I started checking, and I found out that on some games, just the pieces sell for a lot. So I could have bought that game. They only wanted like $1 for it. And there were several pieces in that game that were in that box, even though the game was not complete. Those individual pieces were worth, 8 to 10 bucks a piece, and there were, 8 or 10 of them in there. So you do wanna remember that. Individual pieces for games that people have lost, they wanna replace, those can be worth a lot of money too. So, let's move on past that. Now, we've been through, electronics, we've talked about some games, tools, and hardware. A lot of guys keep their eyes open for tools and so on. Um, Snap-on, big brand, and that's one you definitely wanna watch out for. This actually happened to me last summer. I was out and the guy had a whole bunch of old tools, and I found in one of his little trays that had a whole bunch of little things in it. I wasn't even aware what I was even looking at, but I saw that it was Snap-on, and so I bought it, and I go home and he only wanted like a quarter for it. It was nothing. So I go home and I start looking into this and checking it out. And it was a little file that was also it was made to fit on a keychain. It was actually part of a like a keychain. It was a small item. I listed it and it sold for like 22 bucks in a week. So, um, I mean, Snap-on's like gold. If you can find Snap-on and tools, definitely, go for it. It's gonna be worth it, especially if it's a deal, it's like a quarter, that was nothing. There's other brands out there too, vintage brands of Craftsman and so on. They don't sell like Snap-on, but it's a good bread and butter type of an item to pick up to sell. So moving out of tools now, 4th one is like home and kitchen gadgets, things like that. Small blenders and things. I actually have one over here. It's not included today in what I'm going to talk about, but it's a small waffle maker that I picked up for $5 and they sell regularly for $60. So those are out there. Just keep an eye open. But things like small blenders and novelty mugs and things like that, those can all sell. Um, Anything that's interesting to people. If you notice something that looks like a vintage item that's has interesting look to it, check it out. Some of those things, those old decor things, they can be worth some money. But the goal today isn't to find that rare gem. I just want to talk to you about solid, sellable items that people want that are out there easily to be had. And I'm going to show you a few that I just went out to a yard sale and I'm going to show you some that I picked up to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. But I want to challenge you 10 bucks Saturday. Go out on an adventure and have fun doing this. I mean, it's a lot of fun and it's rewarding too because it will definitely pay you. Now, I've shown on another video how to use your phone to list. I'm not going to do that on this one. That one's easily found. Um, and I try to make it solid, step by step, easy to do. And by the way, a lot of people have asked me, how do you set up an eBay selling account? I've got a free resource for you, and it's going to be in the description below. It's a downloadable PDF that will show you step by step how you can go in and set up your eBay account. So let me get over here and show you a couple of the things that I picked up to give you an idea what I'm talking about. Now remember, I'm starting with $10. $10. The first item that actually picked up two items. This person had some old CD rewritables. Now these are sealed. I think you can see that these are all new sealed package. And they're Memorex. And I'm going to show you a screenshot. I'm going to post it right up here so you can see how much these sell for. These sell for about $10. I paid a quarter for this, 25 cents, worth 10 bucks. Here's another one. Same place, and it's another type of media. Vintage media can really be good. This is TDK. Now this one, and again, I'm going to share the screenshot of solds on this. This sells for about $19 approximately. And again, this one was a quarter. They wanted a quarter for each one of those packages. And this is still new and sealed up. I think you can see that. So right there, I paid all of 50 cents and I've got a gross. By the way, let's talk about that real quick. There's a lot of naysayers and people that want to jump quickly about, oh, but that's gross profit and you've got these expenses. Yes, that is true. You do have expenses when you're selling on eBay, but don't let those naysayers stop you from doing this. This is fun and it will add a lot of money, bottom line. And I've already shared, if you go check on my videos, previous videos, I did one about the myth about eBay fees. Go look at it. I show you in black and white, right from the screen from eBay, how much they actually took from how much I wanted from the item. And you'll see on one of those, in fact, you know what? I'm going to post another video like that up again for all of my new subscribers that may have missed that. Because a lot of what you hear about selling on eBay, it's a myth. And there's several different things that will cost you money. If you're paying the shipping on stuff that you sell, yes, and shame on you for doing it. You don't have to pay the shipping. The buyer will pay the shipping. Everyone got into this habit of free shipping because of Amazon, I believe. But if the buyer wants the item and it's a good item, they will pay the shipping. I have no problem with people paying the shipping on my items. And I know there's a lot of people on eBay that don't offer free shipping, and I'm one of them. If you're going to buy my item, the buyer is paying the shipping. So that shipping expense and about, oh, but the shipping's going to take all your profit. Not if the buyer's paying your shipping. That's not the case. And another one is promoted listings. eBay does this thing called promoted listings. They're trying to entice you to pay extra percentage to boost your listing up in the search results. Well, if you've done your research and you've looked at the sell through rate and calculated the sell through rate, and you're listing a good item on eBay, you don't have to pay to promote it. It will sell. It's a good item, good sell through rate, it will be gone. So, watch the naysayers. There's people out here like me and a whole bunch of others that do this, and we make good money off of selling on eBay. Do they have fees? Yes, but you have to look at the bottom line. And you will see a lot of times the fees are very minimal once you calculate everything out. So anyway, let's move on. So here's another item that I picked up. Now this one I had to pay up for. This was $1. And this is a water filter. This is an Everdrop number 3. I think you can see it right here. Yeah, number 3 water filter. And now I'm going to put this one up here too. This one sells for about $19 approximately. And this one had a really good sell through. There were like 1,500 listings, but there were 1,700 solds of this. I paid $1. This one should bring somewhere close to $19. So we had 10 and then we had 19 on the media. So we had 29 there and another 19. And now this one I did pay up for. And this is Oregon blades for a mower. Now, this was a set of 3, and you can see, I believe you can tell, these are brand new. Now, I'm going to take this set and I'm going to put right here a screenshot of how much these sell for. So These, I believe I'm going to list them probably somewhere around 42 to $45. These are very heavy. Remember, I'm not paying the shipping. That's why when you see on here $50 free delivery or whatever, I'm giving them an allowance for that. So I'm going to list these somewhere around 42 to $45 in that range, and the buyer will be paying the shipping. So how much did I pay for these? I paid up. I paid $6 for these. So all total, I had six here. I had a dollar here. That's seven. And these two at a quarter apiece, I have $7.50 out of my $10. And on the gross amount, we're talking about $80 in gross. Of course, they're going to take their fees out. The buyer's paying the shipping on all of those. I'm not concerned with that. So I would imagine I'm going to net somewhere, and I can show you each individual one, but I'm going to net somewhere around $70, taking out my $7 that I paid for the items, right? I'm going to be ending up with about $63 this week for the goods that I bought that I'm going to list on eBay. Now, people will say, yes, but how long is it going to take to sell? I get it. I take that $7 and I go to the bank and I put it in the bank, and now I wait for that $7 to turn into $80. And it's going to happen within weeks or a month or two. How long is it going to take sitting in the bank that $7 to turn into that kind of money? It's never going to turn into that much money, or maybe not in your lifetime. So anyway, I wanted to show you these, how simple little items. Take that $60 or $63 or whatever, $60 times four, and you can see it's $250 a month, and it's fun. It's a treasure hunt. You're out and you're looking around and you're getting out and moving, and it's a lot of fun to do. So let that be a challenge to you. Take $10, go out there and get started. If you don't have an eBay account, I can't make it any easier. There's a free digital download below that will download a PDF document so you can see a step by step how to start your own eBay account. So just a few flips every week gives you a nice bonus and no stress. If you like this kind of information, guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.